Danny found the script. This was a script that he had talked about for a while. It was a blacklist script. It's one of those scripts that you just don't know what's going to happen next. And as soon as you think you're on the right direction, it just zags left. And it's like those gut punch moments that make it just unique.
As a moviegoer, I think you get so used to kind of seeing the same thing over and over to where it can even, be comforting, and that's why you like to go see certain movies. But from an acting standpoint, I feel like you were in these scenes and you couldn't really quite even put your finger on it. So at times it would be a little unsettling, but I think that's probably a vibe that'll kind of come through in quite a bit of the movie, is you're kind of a little unsettled while at the same time being drawn in. It kind of reminded me of like some Sam Shepard writing, like True West and stuff, where it's kind of like the death of the American dream, and where you had like Danny's character and Rose's character where they just kind of are getting a little pushed to the margins, and kind of like there is a sadness there, kind of where people kind of get forgotten, and have their dreams kind of don't work out.
It's just people struggling and what the American dream promises you or what the banks promise you. I mean, the movie's not political, but it's not afraid to touch on things. And I was saying earlier, if Danny McBride's in it, it's going to be wrong-headed, you know what I mean, in some way. And so we get to touch on a lot of different things. It's like very human.
Reading a lot of the mother-daughter scenes between Cassie and Morgan, it's like, oh, this is what the movie's about. This is the heart moments and stuff between all this like chaos and everything. There is still that grounded mother-daughter relationship.
His character sort of embodies all of the different genres, right? So he's very funny, but then he's very serious, and then you feel really bad for him, and it was just fun to work with that because that sort of set the pulse for me.
We shot the movie Arizona in New Mexico. That was a choice. But the crew there was awesome. A lot of times I feel like when you do get outside of Los Angeles and shoot and you go to these tax incentive states, I feel like the crews there are appreciative that you brought work there, and they really bust their ass to like make sure that everything flows. In this movie we were on a pretty tight budget and we had limited amounts of days, and it never felt too grueling, and it could have been a lot worse. We were under some pretty crazy conditions, and yeah, it was kind of easy.
Jonathan made us feel right at home, and there was a really nice ease with the whole thing. For as wild and crazy as this movie is, you felt very relaxed and at home, and everyone understood what the vision was and what we wanted to do. So that was really cool, and it was really fun.
I didn't understand what the vision was. I kept looking at Jonathan and being like, how are you going to pull this off? What is the tone of this movie going to be?
I believe in this kind of gypsy family ethic of filmmaking. It's like we all come together. It's like we have to support each other. We have to look out for each other, because it's hard what we do, and we can't make it any harder on each other. I've tried to create that on any set I'm on. When I was the first AD running a set, and now directing.
Jonathan's confident, like way more confident than I think your average first-time filmmaker, that he would let us try a lot of different colors and a lot of different styles to see how far we could push it and just what the movie could hold and could tolerate. A lot of it didn't make the cut, but there's a freedom in it that I think enables you to do good work.
Well, I think with those things, you never know if they're going to work, and that's kind of what's fun about them, is like trying to see if you can thread the needle and make people laugh and then be disgusted and then be empathetic like within 5 minutes. And I think that's what's kind of challenging about it. And we would have to try all these crazy things, because if you are going to try to find what works, you need to be like comfortable with like doing stuff that's definitely not going to work and stuff that doesn't go far enough, and then you can just find that balance, when all the dust is settled.
One of the early takes, you hit me in the face. Remember? So like it was the kind of movie where anything would happen.
That's a good choice.
I talked to Watson about it earlier. I said,
Should I hit her?
Let's see what she's got. Let's go ahead and hit her.
Right.
Yeah,
I love that. I love it.
They had food on the set, which is good.
I love it. It was
Slushies.
a good morale booster.
We did have
food.
slushies because it was like 100
was
plus
hot.
degrees, so we had a lot of slushies.
A lot of water.
Gatorade. Yeah.
It was
So,
fun.
Yeah, the craft table was really good. Yeah.